the game, still in the game, retired from the game. So coming to a rink, it's special, and especially for me, coming to Minnesota to this rink, it's like coming home.
You know, we always talk about pressure on players, and to me, the pressure really is on the goaltenders, because if you don't have goaltending, you're not going to win too many hockey games. But now that you're a goaltending coach for Columbus Blue Jackets, I imagine some of that pressure is gone, but you still have a job to do, and that's to make sure that your guys that you deal with are up to par.
Yeah, the pressure is still, it's probably a little bit different. There's a lot of pressure before the games, the more nerves under the games, and then after the games. During the games, you can't really, as a coach, as a goalie coach, you can't really affect the game that much or how your players are doing, but it's still, it's fun to live with them and go through the emotions, the success or disappointment with them, and try to learn and try to push them to get better. And the way they push me to try to improve as a coach. I'm still a young coach, a lot to learn, long ways to go, but it's fun to be part of this great game. It's something, when all is said and done, you're going to miss it.
You know what's interesting too, the fact that even though you don't see guys for a month, a year, 10 years, it's like when you see them, it was like yesterday that you were just there with them, and you relive all of those moments together.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain. Like today, it's been special. I've seen Doobie here every now and then. Harding, I haven't seen. I don't know what I would say, like 8-9 years, but it felt like we were just sitting next to each other in the locker room, and the stories are the same. It's really hard to explain the bond you get with your teammates, and when you're done playing, that's you miss the game. You want to win and all the excitement out on the ice, but the people in the locker room, not just the players, trainers, equipment managers, all these guys, it's such a great feeling down there.
Yeah, and I talking to Joss and some of the other people too, the pressure's always there, but there's two of you on the ice. So we have two goaltenders, that's it. In the count, even though each want to play, there's still competition there between the two players also, and you want them both. You want to do well, but you want the other guy to do well too, because that means whether or not your team's going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's it. You have to be a great teammate, but as a goalie, it's not easy because the guy next to you is going to steal your job at some point or the other way around. And even for me, I was fortunate to get to play a lot, but thinking back to being Harding's shoes, how great of a teammate he was, supporting. I'm really sure it wasn't easy, but he didn't show it, not once. He was always there for me, and I was fortunate here to play with a lot of good goalies like Manny Fernandez my first year here, how he helped me. Then with Harding for a long period of time, Jose Theodore, Kudobin was up here, Kemper, Doobie. I was fortunate to have a good relationship with everyone. It's not something you can take for granted, because there's even if you're teammates, there's a hard competition to get that ice time.
You know, it's interesting. They were telling me that Philip Gustafsson, for example, when there's a timeout or something, he'll go to the bench and he'll play a game with the players. Like, name an animal starts with the letter A and B, and they'll go through the whole alphabet. Just trying to relax things a little bit and take your mind off the pressures that are there during the game.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing for not just for goalies, but for every player. Like you said, it's a lot of pressure on hockey players or every professional athlete at this level, and you have to find your own way, what works for you to be able to handle the pressure. And I think having pressure, it's a good thing too, because you're being put in a position that what you do is really important. But I think it's more important to how you handle it, and so it doesn't affect your game negatively. So for Gus, that seems to work. Someone else has some other things I learned during my career what works for me. And but every player, every person is different, and it's a big part of your journey to find a way to handle the pressure the right way.
Yeah, you mentioned the journey. It is a journey. Of course, you've got to work together as a team to make the good things happen. What do you remember most about your time here in Minnesota?
There's so many, it's always brings a smile on my face to talk about. I think just the whole 10 years, it went really fast, but I think the people I had an opportunity to meet, the friendship that well built, all the great teammates. we had some really good teams. We fell short, and that's still something that really bothers me as a player. Your goal is to win the cup, and we were not able to do that. But you could go from the first full game I was able to play here for my first training camp. I still remember my first day walking into, back then it was the Excel Energy Center. We stayed at the hotel across the street, and Boogie helped me to get in here, and that's how I started. And it's hard to pick one. I don't think it would be fair to go with one because there's so many great memories, and just the fan base too. People like it's still from airport wherever I go here. It's still people recognizing and treating me and my family really well.
Yeah, when you played also, I remember you in the bowels of the arena. You'd run around the building. You always go the same way all the time, or were there different tendencies you have? But you would go just. We see. I mean, everybody stays away from you because you're trying to get into the zone.
Yeah, I tried to. That was my probably for me. I don't know if I was the most talented athlete. I think my biggest talent was the way I was ready to work and prepare. And for me, the locker room could be pretty loud and wild before the game, and I just needed my own space to gather my thoughts for the game and to focus on my own game so I could be at the best. And for here, you found a way and run around it. I don't know if it's called even running. Butchie was just Bouchard making fun of me about that today, so I still hear about it every now and then. But pretty much here at this rink, it was the same way. I could, on the road, there's a couple rinks I had really tough time for one reason or another to get a good game, so maybe I changed the direction or the route where I was running there, but for most part, it was the same route.
Niklas, great to see you.
Really good to see you, Tom and
welcome
Kevin.
back. And yeah, Kevin's behind me, but he's hiding back there.
Still Kevin Fallness for president, Nick?
I think the world has changed a little bit here, so I have to be careful what I say nowadays.
Right. Good to see you, Backy. Hey, for joining us, we got a gift certificate on the Tom Reid Hockey City Pub. Remember that place?
Yeah, that's where I always go. And today I was at a podcast here. I had a good story about it, so I think Tom is free to use that.
Good stuff for the commercial. Thanks, Backy. The great Niklas Backstrom for joining us in the intermission. It's true, he'll get a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Whether he liked it or not, luckily he liked it, so he'll get it, and it'll be awesome. Wild lead the Predators 2-1 after 40 minutes. We'll break, and we'll recap the first two periods next. This is Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen.
And he scored!
Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long.